Hello again. Part 2. I hope you watched the first one. If not, this is part 1 for you. That's how this works. We're back. Canada Clubs Championship men's final. Hardest foam versus Mavs once again. This time, as I said last time, I'm going to do more of like the strategy breakdown that I kind of wanted to do and ended up being, 4 hour long video. I'm gonna go through a few plays that like I have questions about, or I can fairly confidently say I'm not sure it was like the best move to make at that point. I'm looking for like perfection. That's kind of what I'm talking about. And obviously in this sport, like we're not there strategically perfection wise, and also there's lots of different ways to get to the same result of winning a set. Before we start, first a disclaimer because like I wouldn't be able to do this without having said this first. I hate confrontation, and thinking about criticizing people's decisions is like out in the public in a video is pretty horrible. Uh, you'll notice I never do like bees videos really, or like England or stuff like that because it's like my teammates and my friends and I hate the thought of going on video and being like, you should have done this, should have done that, even if those people would probably take it completely fine. Um, so I never really do it. Well, I'm very careful when I do other people in the like British dodgeball community too. Still probably gonna tiptoe around things in this video, but at least if any of the Canadian players are offended by things that I say, they are several thousand miles away. Um, yeah, it's not personal. I'm trying to look for like strategy, insights, and stuff like that. And I hope you can take it as constructive thoughts and tell me if my thought process is totally wrong in the comments. That's also kind of the point to get people thinking about this kind of stuff. Yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so first thing, quite early on in the first set, I'm gonna go through it in order, so it
Both
might
men
be
from
kind of
Mavs.
all over the place a little bit in terms of which points we're talking about. But this play
Good
first.
dodge by Byron Wong.
Didn't sit the block, moved out of the way.
And that comment from the commentators there, I think, is very important. So this is just a single ball attack. It's very simple. Snow is going to throw into Byron Wong, and really importantly, Byron Wong on the left wing here just moves to the side. Like that's it. That's the first thing that I want to call out here because too many of us in the UK are too confident with our cloth blocking, and we'll just sit there and try and block through everything. When a player like Jeff Snow's throwing a fast moving ball at you, if you sit there and try and block, I don't know, 30-40% of the time, he's just going to hit you out. And like, that's too much. So he moves to the side. It's that simple. Next. Okay, basically the very next play. We've got 3 balls on the hardest foam side. They are up 1 player, and 3 ball defense on the Maverick side. Let's see what we've got here. We're going to get a single ball from Wong going cross, and then all 3 up on a running counter here, and then a pause, and then a throw, and a post, and a cover. This is the first like little bit of criticism that I've got of the play. So fast running counter here. They're all up. They're pushing them back. Wong's not in a set position here if one of them was to send a throw, but they're going like full running counter all the way up to the line. Yes, they're at the back line, but you've got full momentum, 3 balls against 2 balls in a kind of unset position. This is a perfectly fine way to do a defense play and a running counter. And then you get to this position with all that momentum. All 3 of them are kind of a threat, and then bang, stop dead. All that momentum is gone. Take a beat. Libel throws, doesn't quite get Decker. I mean, maybe with a bit of momentum in his throw, even if you slow down and get a bit more of a controlled run up, you potentially get that hit. Like it's always still going to be a percentage chance, or you're never going to hit every single shot. But at the same time, taking that standing throw after a fake is going to be probably a lot less accurate than your like moving throw. And the thing is as well, all this momentum, Tate on the right and Garcia Silveira on the left, they stop dead, and then they don't put in any more fakes after that. Which maybe they could have as well. Maybe they could have done that first initial stop. They realize Libel hasn't thrown, and then put in another fake. Um, that's kind of the perfect thing to do in this situation. But they don't kind of anticipate that. They don't know what Libel is going to do. Like that isn't a call that we make on a running counter. It's just running counter, and then you get up there, and that person makes the decision about when to go exactly. And I think stopping first is kind of a mistake. Use that momentum, even if you're going to slow down slightly just before you throw. Use that momentum and use your teammates on the decoy fake kind of thing at the same time. And I feel like that play is just going to be a lot more effective. So then, although he doesn't hit Decker, and the important part of that play for him to survive without any kind of risk is that hitting Decker. So Decker gets a kind of a, I'm not going to say free. Decker is able to send a post throw there because he's nice and set. We get a fake from the right side too, which is good, which makes it a little bit harder for Libel to predict. Now Decker sends it way over the top. He's also on a standing throw, so it's never going to be as accurate, and it's good cover here from Garcia Silveira. Gets a good height on it, low into the gut of Decker as a catcher is going to be a bit of a risk. His placement here is absolutely perfect and clips him as he goes by. And then Tate is there to cover as well on the right hand side and kind of lock down this player over here. And he sends his throw. I think is kind of fine. It's going to be a bit of a risk. It's like the last ball in the play. Tate's going to have the last ball in the play. So as long as you put enough pressure on Tate, he's never going to have a clean enough shot to cover you here. So I think that's totally fine. So I think the one thing in this play that's is a little bit wrong is the stopping on that running counter, and then all the cover shots and stuff are pretty standard decisions to make. Let's move on. Okay, next play. Mavericks have 4 balls, Hardest Foam have 2 balls. It's even 4v4, and we're going to see 2 balls sent from the Mavs side. If you're even on players and you have 4 balls, then you send 1 and you're going to have 3 ball defense after that. Often in the UK, we call this this strike thing, and I know a lot of other teams do this as well. A lot of other countries do the exact same kind of thing, where if you make a hit, you're going to be 4-3 up. Really confusing. The camera is reversed. That's why it's so hard to do this. You're going to be 4-3 up if you make a hit, which means with 3 balls, you're going to have to throw next. So you have this if we hit, then we'll throw another ball and we'll call the person that's going to throw that extra ball. At the same time, if you have 4 balls in a 4v4 and you just 2 ball someone, then it's literally the exact same result. So it's a more aggressive approach and it's perfectly valid. So that's what they've gone for here. They sent Libel and Snow on a 2 ball into at Valence, I think. Valence is a key target in this game. So completely fine. Something to note for your own calling in Foam UK Dodgeball. And then Garcia Silveira, again, Valence is a key target, but sends a very greedy final throw when Valence is half not paying attention. But I think we all know, we've all been there, we've all done this. That's a greedy decision and it gives them 5 balls. Could be a little bit disastrous. So Hardest Foam have 5 balls. Tate's got the 1 ball, sends in an early pre-throw. I mean, they don't kind of stop. It's a gamble. It sends it through the middle of these two, doesn't quite get the hit. I'd say it's a touch on the early side, but at the same time, if Hardest Foam carry on with their throw, then that's kind of what you needed to do. It's not always about making a hit, it's about disrupting that group throw. Given that they carried on, that's exactly what he's done. And then Samco and Valence in the middle, throw 2, and managed to get Libel on the butt. So they have 5 balls. I think in a similar fashion, I think my plan of going into this would be we're 4 on 4 and we have 5 balls. Let's send 3 of them and make a hit. Then will be a player up. We'll have 2 balls left. That's good ball math. The free throw comes in, so maybe it disrupts exactly what they're doing. And they get the hit with a 2 ball, so like perfectly fine as well. But then they're going to be left with 3 balls minimum, even if that free throw doesn't come in. They're a player up, so they might send like a late, a strike throw in afterwards. I think with 3 balls, you can be fairly confident with like the quality of throwing that you're gonna probably make that hit, which is why I'd say like I probably in this situation most of the time throw 3 balls. Again, the pre-throw might have disrupted it. Again, they made the hit, so can't really criticize too much. And actually, even better for them, this ball comes off the net and rolls through I think Tate's legs, and they actually get 5 balls again. So it works out even better than you might have expected. So now they've got 5 balls. Now they're going to send 2 balls, and this is the one that I think is really weird because why would you send just 2? You are 1 player up, and they send Valance and Van Step in the middle, and they get Snow again. They get him, so like fine. But why not send Ko too? Why not? He doesn't look. Neither him or Wong really look like they're gearing up to throw. But you can send 3 balls here. Like you can send 3. Maybe 4 would probably be a little bit too greedy. Uh, but yeah, send 3 people. Make sure you get Snow out. Execution over strategy. I'll probably say that a lot this game. They make the hit, so in the end, doesn't really matter. Yeah, but I'd probably send 3. Okay, next. Okay, we are later in the game. We have 4 balls on the hardest foam side. They are on 6 players, and Mavericks are on 4 players with a 2 ball defense. So hardest foam are going to have to send 2 balls here. I'm going to see a single and then a follow up. And I call it a single and a follow up. I mean, it's a 2 ball call, it's a 2 ball attack. But I think if you're thinking about the timing of your throws to intentionally try and hit someone out, not like a late follow that is a opportunity shot. If you're trying to put delays in to get someone out, you got to get it tighter than this. Think about this with like when you're training with your teammates and stuff like this, because you can block, you can set, you can block again. Like if you want to beat someone's block with this delay, whether they're moving um or just like blocking high and then blocking low or something like that, you want that delay to be closer together. I think Burke maybe goes like a little bit earlier than Decker's expecting. Like Decker's throwing from up here, Burke threw from kind of back here, which that's the kind of thing that you can also call as well. At the same time, I don't know what the call was. Maybe it was more of like a later follow, take an opportunity shot if it's there. Decker doesn't see anything else that he likes, so he tries to beat Libel's block. Yeah, food for thought. And then Wong stays there to try and step into a trade with Libel. Wong's got fantastic agility in this regard and like gets super flat. Libel moves sideways to get out of the way as well. That's a like good opportunity for Wong. If you do the player math here, they've got 6 players. Mavs have 4 players. If you go 1-for-1 with every single player, you're in a pretty good position. So I like this decision from Wong here. It's a good sidestep from Libel as well to survive, and then Garcia Silveira. They have 4 balls around, so if he's got the 4 ball maths in his head, he sees Wong really high up court and takes this opportunity shot. I quite like that. Wong's on the floor. You do have Valance staring you down, and this could end up being like a bit of a. You could end up being taken out by Valance pretty quick. At the same time, assuming that, well, if you take in like everything that's happening on the court here, Michael Koo's got a ball next to you, so he can kind of cover against Valance. Libel's picking up another ball here. There's and then the other ball is off court at the minute. Valance has got the only ball in hand and hardest foam, and the other balls that hardest foam have are off court at the minute. So if Valance throws, there's a decent chance that Koo could also like cover you there. So yeah, just good like game awareness or a good opportunity to take on the Garcia Silveira's side here. It's not like a high percentage shot, but it's on the floor, so maybe. But he's also like in a good position with the ball distribution wise. He's not going to give away possession. There is a thrower on the hardest foam side, but he doesn't have the support from his teammates, and you do to like cover you after the fact. Next. Okay, so 3 balls on the hardest foam side, 3 balls on the Mavs side. There's still 2 players up here. And we're going to get a single ball cross court, and then Libel's going to look cross court again into Decker in the middle, and then Tate jumps over a block there. Let's go back there one more time. Like, having a go at cross court's perfectly fine. Libel does well to get under it. Having a look at this middle blocker here is good. I think I think my problem with this play is Garcia Silveira needs to be up here with them. Like, I don't know what the call was. Maybe it was a post and it's turned more into a run-in, so he wasn't like ready for it. But if you come up here with the with your team here, Libel throws this post. Decker manages to get under it. That's a good freeze frame. Decker gets under it, and then sends one at Tate. Tate's there putting some pressure on, supporting Libel, making sure he doesn't get hit out. If Garcia Silveira is also up here, then one of them gets a free shot back at Decker before they have the ability to get this ball back on into the hands of the teammates. Like, it's open for 3, 2, 1. All this time could have got another shot into the wing there. Yeah, Decker might hit one of you out, but like you need the hits back. Your 2 players down. I think that would have been a good opportunity to get one without them having like a nice clean 2-ball defense. And then Burke would be covered here by like the other person. It would probably be Garcia Silveira taking that free shot. If get to the right position here, yeah. If Garcia Silveira's here, it's probably him taking this shot into Decker or into the crowd at the behind him, and then Tate would be able to cover against Burke on the slightly more left-hand side. That's a fairly minor thing. You can take opportunities in other places as well. But there was another play after this that I wanted to go into too. You've got 4 balls on the Mavs side now. Single into the right-hand side from Michael Koo, and then a post from Burke at Libel. Tate and Garcia Silveira just covering against Sam Coe on the right here. This ball bounces in. Burke's now completely open. This left-hand side, you've got Valance, Wong, and Burke's just thrown. Libel with a ball in hand. And he holds. He holds. And then Burke's got a ball back in hand. And I think again, that's like an opportunity. That's a perfect opportunity for a player like Libel with an arm. He survived this cover from Burke. He's got his 2 teammates on the right hand side, like ready to cover here. And then all this time, and Garcia Silveira sees that no one's going, and goes cross score at Burke to try and take that pot shot as well. I mean, the target environment here is not fantastic. Like, they're all on the back line. Sam Coe's got a ball, so sending one cross score is kind of fine, especially if he's looking at Libel. It could be draw the eye and then the ball comes cross court. However, at the other time, Libel can just drill one into any one of these. So instead, that happens, and then Van Stepp throws a post throw at Garcia Silveira. This is an interesting one, because the first time I saw this, so you got the post here, Libel doesn't throw, Garcia Silveira throws, and Van Stepp, one more time, just watch Van Stepp here. So this is the ball that comes in. Van Stepp gets a ball here. So as far as Sam Coe knows, Van Stepp doesn't have a ball. Like, he wouldn't have that in his head. So Garcia Silveira throws this ball. And the first thought I had was, well, the obvious person to go back at Garcia Silveira is Sam Coe. He's on the front foot and ready to throw, and Van Stepp is not. He's behind. And then he can cover against Tate. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, well, Sam Coe doesn't actually know that Van Stepp's got a ball. So what Sam Coe should do is hold. Like, he gets to this position, he can get down to a block, try and get out of the way. Maybe Tate still throws, and he can, soak up a ball possession. So I think what Van Stepp should be thinking is Sam Coe should be thinking, I don't have any cover here because I'm the only person on our team with a ball in hand. So then what Van Stepp can think is Sam Coe should think that, so I know he's not going to throw, therefore I can sling one, and he can cover me against Tate. So I actually quite like this decision from Van Step to try and take this post against Garcia Silveira, and just goes by. Garcia Silveira steps to the side, and it goes by. It's a decent throw, decent opportunity though, comes to nothing. But I think that's quite interesting. Like you're thinking about what information your teammate has, and what decision you would expect them to make with that information. Yeah, interesting. Okay, we're back. We've got 4 players on the hardest foam side with 2-ball defense, and 3 players on the Mav side with a 4-ball attack. Libel has 2 balls in hand, the other players have just 1. What we're going to see here is a pre-throw from Wong, and then taken out by the cover from Michael Koo. So, I was talking to Benji about this play, I think. I don't think I wasn't watching the stream or anything with Benji. I think we were talking about a very similar play at training, potentially. I know I was talking to Benji about this. And when you've got a 2-ball defense against 3 players and one of them has 2 balls, there's 2 things to consider with who you pre-throw if you're going to pre-throw. For starters, this person with 2 balls has a better defense. Libel's got a better chance of blocking it. He's literally got 2 balls to block. The others then might be a target, a better target, an easier to hit person. However, I think on the other side of that to consider is what this team is going to call here. Now, if I'm on the attacking team with 3 balls, and don't tell anyone that I'm ever going to play this, my strategy, keep it just a secret between you and me. If we've got 3 balls, 3 players and 4 balls, I'm calling the person to throw with 2 balls like most of the time. Sometimes to catch them off guard, but the majority of the time, the person with 2 balls is going to be the thrower, and therefore they have another ball on the defense. And I feel like that's pretty normal logic. So when you're thinking about your pre-throw targeting, how about you get the person that's definitely going to be in their throw-in motion? So 2 ideas there. Easier to hit target, or the person that is more likely to be throwing, and therefore you can get them like in that throwing motion. Now, the issue with that is if you throw too early like this, didn't quite get him in his throwing motion, then it's hard to get the hit. The reason he didn't get him in his throwing motion is because if Michael Koo throws, then he's got a perfectly easy shot to take you out while you're throwing. And that's what happens to Wong. So I think that's a bit unfortunate. Like the block doesn't really come into it because I don't think the throw even it's just over the top. Libel dodges under it. So even having 1 ball, he probably would have been fine. So interesting to think about. Who you pre-throwing there? Next. Okay, once again, next is right now. It's literally the exact same following play. Mavs have just got to level with 3v3, and they've still got 4 balls because of that play. And what they decide to do immediately is 2-ball the best player on the hardest foam side. I think that's a great decision. Again, they could throw 1 and be in have a 3-ball defense because it's 3v3. But if they make a hit, then they're going to have to throw a second anyway. So instead, they take out a player with 2 balls, and therefore the ball math works exactly the same. I really like that decision. Just a confidence in your team's 2-ball quality. And a good hit. Let's go next. Okay, this one's really interesting. This is a 2v2. Mavericks have 3 balls. Hardest Foam have 3 balls. Burden is on Mavericks on the right here. And Michael Koo has the 2 balls on the Mavs side. So they're going to come up and throw a single over the top of, under the feet of Sam Coe to start with. Again, Michael Koo threw because he had the 2 balls in hand. Just makes the most sense. Now both of them have got a ball to do something with. And then Michael Koo is going to make a decision here that I kind of love. And we go 1 for 1. On the face of it, it's a 1 for 1. He's stood there and just kind of taken this hit. But I think it goes a little bit deeper than this, and I think this is a really interesting decision to make. A slightly bold one, but one that can just win you the set in that play from a 2v2. So he sends the single, and then he steps back once, and even in the step back, I think you can kind of tell it looks kind of like a loading up step. And then he bounces back off that back foot, pushes forward again, and I feel like this is the moment where Samko, or maybe a millisecond before this, Samko goes, because Michael Koo's going to stand his ground and try and take Sam Coe up as he's running forward. And like we said, on the face of it, this kind of looks like a one-for-one instigation. The important thing for Michael Koo is whatever happens, as long as he hits out Sam Coe, then it doesn't really matter. At worst, it's a one-for-one. Like that's his job. Get the hit against Sam Coe. If he's going to plant and stay there, and Samko's going to charge up, then as long as he hits out Samko, then it's a one-for-one. The interesting thing is, if he can get Samko before Sam can even throw at Michael Koo, then it's actually going to be an even better position. Because for starters, he might just get the hit and go, up a player. For seconds, if Decker ends up getting involved and taking out Michael Koo because Samko hasn't been able to get his throw up fast enough, then Libel is just completely free to take this post throw against Decker. And if Libel hits this throw, they just win the set straight away. So from Michael Koo's decision to kind of stand his ground and be really aggressive, having that confidence in his own ability to make sure that he gets his hit against Sam Coe, then at the very worst he goes 1-for-1, and at the very best, by a matter of millimeters, he could have just won the set for the team. Now, Libel's throw misses because Decker dodges at the last second. It's a good throw, it's a good dodge, but it's kind of no matter. Where does that ball go? Kind of no matter because he's got his hit. Oh, that ball comes down, so there's nothing really he can do. Unfortunately, the hits end up all rebounding back to the hardest firm side, so Decker does end up with 6 balls. That's slightly by the by. And I think a little bit unfortunate for Libel, so he ends up facing down 6 balls. But I think this is a bit of a genius play. The really important thing to note, like I said, is Michael Koo has to make the shot. And, how many times do you take this throw here and miss this shot? So that is, a lot of confidence in making that hit. You can't just go and do this and expect great results every time if you miss the throw. That's it, really. And then just to end off the set, steps from Libel, and then he takes the post throw and gets Decker. Quite nice. Let's go next. Okay, another interesting one for you. We've got 5 balls on the mouth side, and 1 ball on the hardest foam side in Sam Coe's hand. They are a player up on the hardest foam side, player down on the mouth side. Sam Coe's moved around a little bit, and let's see what happens. Got Poster hit onto Murgler there. Wong was taken out in that as well. And then Garcia Silveira takes out Van Step late. And we end up in a 3v3. I think the result of this is kind of exactly what Mavericks want. But the decision making is, if we're looking for perfection, not that. I'm beating around the bush again here, but I don't agree with the decisions that were made. And now I'm going to explain why and try and backtrack and pretend like I'm not trying to have a go at people. So 2 ball into Wong, perfectly fine decision. You've got Valence over there as well, but he's slightly protected by Sam Coe, and Wong is the captain. This is perfectly fine. Good hit. They find him on the way down, and then Sam Coe takes a post throw at Murgler. This is bold with the final single ball. It's a bit of a gamble. You're getting into kind of being a player up. You're using that player up to try and end up trading down or something like that. But I mean, I feel you're likely going to get taken out anyway. So I think this is a risk from Samko. He gets his hit. It's a really good shot onto the tracking the run back from Murgler and hit onto the knees. It's a great shot. Can't deny that. So then you've got Tate and Garcia Silveira on the right here, who are staring down Samko. Currently staring down the ball that's going to hit Murgler, which is kind of fine. You're still going to have plenty of time after that. Go hit Samko. For starters, if you weren't watching the ball come in from Murgler, then one of you or both of you can immediately take out Samko, and the second Samko looks like he's going to throw or does release, then Bang, he's gone, he's dead. Instead, Libel goes cross court. Libel's got a great arm. It's got a great throw. I mean, that it moves a lot. It's hard to dodge. He can hit those shots, but at the same time, you've got two people on the right here that were much closer and could have been in a ready stance, ready to take that hit. Yes, Samko could hit one of you if you're like, a step or two further up. He could throw at you instead, but that's why the other one is there to then take Samko out immediately. Instead, Libel throws cross court, and then Garcia Silveira comes in with the possessions in their favor. Like they've got three balls. They've got four balls at that point, and then this one they've got three balls, and he gets the hit. So they go into a two-ball defense in 3v3, which is like perfectly fine. So I think this is a case of they go from a 5v4 into a 3v3 when all the dust settles. So they've evened the game up. The decision making I think is a little bit weird, but execution is like great. So strategy be damned. If you execute well enough, then your strategy sometimes like isn't as important. And the same goes the other way as well. If you execute really well, but your strategy is like absolute dog water, then it's not going to work out. That's not where we're at right now. It's neither of the extreme, but like it's a balance between the two. And Mavericks keep executing really well. Let's go next. Another one here. We've got 3 versus 3, 4 balls on the Maverick side. This initial play is a double into Burke, and they don't get the hit. And then as the ball's reset, Garcia Silveira is waiting for this ball to roll over. He's going to look at his teammates and say, double, you two. I mean, hard as foam, kind of know what's coming. But at the same time, it's exactly the right decision. It's kind of what you'd expect. They're going to two ball into the right-hand side while Garcia Silveira waits for this other ball. I think the decision that I think is maybe a little bit risky here is Burke's pre-throw cross court with Garcia Silveira with two balls in front of you. Like we were saying before, this is kind of the other side of it. This is literally the exact same thing as Wong pre-throwing into Libel with two balls. Instead, Burke goes cross court and tries to get one of the guys that's only got one. But then at the same time, you've got a person with two balls staring you down. And if he misses the first one and you put in a really, really good dodge, he's still got the second one. And then, if the second one hits, you're kind of screwed. On the plus side, he's had to waste two balls, and now Valance and Samko have 5 balls between them to try and take out a hit back. So that's another side of the coin there. But when you're facing someone down with two balls opposite you, maybe what I'm saying is like you'd expect the pre-throw from like Samko's side onto the like from the Samko side into the two of them, but then Samko's probably going to get doubled by that. So if he's in that pre-throw motion, he's very likely to be hit. It's a bit of a tough one. I think Burke's taking a risk there. Garcia Silveira's then taking a risk by sending the 5th ball. It's a bit all over the place. Or when you go in high aggression like both ways, then you're gonna get situations like that it's hard to say what the exact right answer would be in there. That's all. Next. 2v2, Samko and Valance against Garcia Silveira and Libel. We're going to see Garcia Silveira block this one, rolling across, and then we're going to see Libel and Garcia decide that they're going to switch wings, get Libel back over on this left wing, and then Valance is going to see the same, and I think he says, I want to face off against Libel here. And he's coming across, and he says to Samko, about here, let's switch wings. Libel has been watching this the entire time. And he decides, hey, when they're like going to be crossing, hang on a minute, they're moving right now. That's it, I'm sending one into this mess over here. Bang, get Samko on the move. I really like that. That was cool. It was a good spot from Libel. A great shot. Okay, another nitty-gritty one here. We got 4 balls on the Maverick side. Libel's picking up the 4th right here. They are down 1 player against the hardest foam side. And let's see how this plays out. We get single from Danchenko on the right-hand side. The pre-throw comes from the left. And then Samko decides he's going to take out Danchenko, go down a player. Even if Samko's hit out, then he's taken a 1-for-1, and yeah, perfectly fine. Garcia Silveira is not ready to take out Samko though. Libel instead is going to throw one, throw a second, and clip Samko on the, I'd say thumb, looking at his face right there. And then Garcia Silveira is going to step back up, and they do call this a block, a hit through the block, so they actually end up in a 2v2. So they've gone from a player down into a 2v2. Perfect. However, like I said, I think the standard way to do this, like the giving yourself the best opportunities, would just be Garcia Silveira taking out Samko here, right? Like, again, he doesn't have the cover from Danchenko. There's not two of them, so I can see being a little bit more on the defensive side in terms of like not being right in Samko's face. Then you're asking to walk into a 1-for-1, and when you're down a player, you don't want to be walking into a 1-for-1. But the the look that Garcia Silveira gives Danchenko here is like, oh, what are we doing? Or what did you do? But I don't know what Danchenko could have done. Like he threw a ball and then got hit on the poster. I don't know if it was to do with like keeping, like just holding when the pre-throw comes in, which could have been it. There isn't like a movement like that. But by the time that pre-throw comes in, like Danchenko is committed to this throw. There's no way he's not throwing that ball. He's set up. He can't even see it. Um, so then he absolutely slings one, and Samko comes in. So then, I mean, Garcia Silveira could be in this position to take out Samko straight away. So then Libel keeps two balls to be able to do with as he wants. There's a ball back here. They'd have 1, 2. Garcia Silveira would go. Libel would have 3 and 4. And then he's got a free shot into the left-hand side here to take out another person. And about the same time that he's getting this ball back in too. So yeah, I feel like the right opportunity here was for Garcia Silveira to initially try and take the hit against Samko. Yes, if he misses, then Libel can try and clean up too. If not, then he gets another free shot someone else. But once again, sometimes execution over strategy. Both of them get their hit and they go 2 for 2. They've evened up being down a player. So what does it matter if you execute really well? Let's go next. Okay, another one now. Mavs are on 4 balls with 4 players, and Hardest Foam on 6 players. So they're 2 players down, and we're going to throw from the 2 middle players, Danchenko and Libel here. Bang, bang, and a catch. I partly wanted to come back to this because I might miss it when I do a later video, but sick catch. Secondly, I really love the timing here. Yes, Danchenko makes the hit on Wong first, but the timing of the delay here is beautiful. Bang, bang. Whatever Wong does, he's going to be in movement when Libel takes that second throw, and they're basically just giving themselves a very good chance of taking out Wong, whatever happens. And then the catch with Mergler hiding behind Danchenko is fantastic. It's a lovely take. And suddenly they've turned the set around into a 5v4 in their own favor. So yeah, cool little play. And they think it's 4 balls and now 5 balls. Oh, Burke, that was a bit of a gamble. Let's see what. None of them want this ball. Let's see what they do. They 2 ball and 3 ball. Does Danchenko throw late? He tries to take a shot onto Berkeley. Oh, he does get him. He does get him. This is lovely momentum play. Danchenko is feeling it after that hit catch, and then they get the 5 balls off the reset. They're immediately like, well, we can use 2. Why not 3? Again, why not 3 though? It's a beautiful shot. Like they bring Van Step's block. They bring him down with the first ball. He gets under it. It's a good dodge. And then the follow up onto the foot is fantastic. Lovely 2-ball attack. But why not 3-ball? Like send Ku with him as well. Instead, you've got a late shot. Like you're up a player, so you're gonna have to throw this ball. Instead, you've got a late shot from Danchenko. Look at that layback on that arm. God damn. Bang, takes out Burke. Lovely shot, great execution. Maybe they're just so confident in their 2-ball They're so confident in the two ball that they know that they can use that third one on like a different one. I wonder if that was actually like part of the call. If it's like right pair two, right pair at four, and then Danchenko free to take a hit somewhere else. That's the kind of thing we do that in the UK sometimes. Um, I'd say it's a bit rarer than just throw in three balls to start with to ensure that hit. But our accuracy isn't the same place as the Canadian players, so maybe that's a factor. Interesting. I'd say in the UK, maybe at our level, just throw three. Just hit them out. Yeah. Nice play. Let's go next. Okay, once again, literally the very next play. But this is mental. So there's they've got five balls. Only four balls on the hardest foam side. And they throw, they look at each other and they must say, hey, let's throw two balls from like right here at two. And they stand up when they get this ball in, they go, yeah, right here, bang. And they throw a two ball and they hit. I've never, ever seen that call. Like, I've seen people throw from far away. That happens, especially in no block. This isn't even in no block. This is just throwing two balls, a two ball attack from the back of the court, and they get a hit. I think part of it is literally just like the completely unexpected nature of it. What a mental decision, and again, what fantastic execution. That's so interesting. They do give them four balls though. Did they get the hit here? No, pre-throw. Bang from Mergler. Bang. Could they have just gone? Could they again have just thrown like two or three balls? Maybe because of the pre-throw. Bang! Such a good shot. Like we're probably throwing. We're going to throw a two-ball attack here. Maybe the pre-throw kind of throws it out. Maybe that's what Tate's looking at. Get him anyway. Yeah, a bit hard to say because the fake may have. Sorry, the pre-throw may have thrown out whether or not they were going to throw a two-ball attack. I think Valance might be too dangerous to throw three balls here. If you're gonna throw three balls here, you're gonna throw it at Valance. If you don't hit him, I think you're in trouble. Because I think there's a fairly decent chance he can take out like two of you with having five balls in possession with him and Decker. So I think two is probably a good decision here. Or like I mean, we were saying before that they potentially they really back their two ball, so surely they really back their three ball. Maybe you do just send three. I mean, you got Mergler, Danchenko, and Libel all to hit out Valance. I think that's pretty good. I feel like your odds are pretty good at taking him out. Like a two ball from maybe a single from Danchenko with like I think maybe like the fastest throw on the court. I don't think his accuracy is as good as Mergler and Libel, but to me, looking at it on a screen, I think it's faster. So maybe you send Danchenko first to just like put it at Valance and see what he does, and then you send Libel and Mergler on a delay because you back their accuracy a little bit more to like get the hit as he's moving. I think that's what I'd do here. Given time to draw this up on a whiteboard. Uh, the other option is send a single and then Mergler just hits Valance in the head. That's what they drew on their whiteboard, and it worked. Okay. Do they hit? And then they take out Decker. Nice. Let's go next. Okay, take two at this play because I miscounted how many players are on and it didn't really make sense, everything that I said. So we've got Mavs at 5 players with 3-ball defense and hardest foam with all 6. So they're a player up on 3-ball attack. And let's see what happens here. We're going to start with Van Stepp sending in a single into Michael Koo, gets the hit. And immediately before that ball even hits the ground, Mavs are off on the running counter. Danchenko is winding one up here, sending it cross court into Wong, and he's going to get the hit there. If we go back a little bit here, so very quick running counter. He's so ready. I love this. I love this aggression. There's 5 targets on the court. The odds that you're going to be targeted are quite low, just in case he is targeted. Little inside step, gets around the play, and then sends this fastball. Now Decker is there to do his job as well and takes out Danchenko immediately. Good cover. You've currently gone 2 players. You've lost 2 players. Hardest Firm have lost 1 player in Wong, but Decker is here dead to rights to like even up that play. Yes, you don't really want trades because you're already starting a player down, but at the very least, in each play, you've got to take like the player back. You got to even things up in that. You don't want to go down 2 players. So Mergler here is going to try and take that shot, and it's a lovely dodge down from Decker to survive. Now Hard as Foam have got 5 players, and Mavericks have got 3. Not looking so great anymore. How could we have done this differently? Well, I think there's fine running counter here. Maybe Danchenko could have gone at Decker to try and shut him down, but I think Decker's stepping into this trade no matter what. I think the thing here for me is Tate is not high enough up. So if Tate is 2 meters further forward and stepping forward into this play here, then Decker is more likely going to be looking at him immediately after this play. So if Decker is looking down, staring down at Tate, trying to time his dodge, then he's not looking at Mergler's arm. He doesn't get to start moving as soon as Mergler's arm snaps, and he doesn't get down to the floor in time. On the other hand, if he is staring at Mergler, then we're beyond calls here. Like we're past a call being made. Danchenko was on the running counter, and then after that, it's kind of a free for all. So if Decker is looking at Mergler, then instead Tate can throw at him because he's not looking. He can't time the snap there. He's so high up court and he's so zoned in on making this like dodge here that you're going to be able to get really high up court and really close to him before he's like able to move. Or even if you put a fake in and get him to the ground, then yeah, that's going to be perfectly fine. Mergler's throwing a little bit further away as well, so just Tate being able to get closer on that side of the court is again another benefit. So you could have gone 2 for 2 here, but I think you just got to be like higher up on that aggression if your teammates are going as well. Let's go next. Okay, we're getting pretty late into the first half here. We've got 5 balls on the Mavericks side, and we're going to send a pre-throw in from Sam Coe here. So it's a 4v4, still 5 balls on the Mav side. Huddersfield are going to reset this 1 ball back over to Sam Coe, and then with that possession, Sam Coe's going to fake, but they're going to send 2 balls in and get Wong out. So what do I think of this? Perfectly fine. Reset. I I think there's an argument to go in faster before they can get this ball back in, but I think sometimes teams hamstring themselves by doing this in a play, and full resetting so that your team gets the proper setup when you've got the 5 balls is, I think, honestly, totally fine as well. So then I think there's an argument for sending 3 balls because you're going to have a 3-ball attack. You're going to have 3 balls left after this if you send 2, and if you make a hit, then you will be on 3-ball attack again. You'll have to throw again there. And if you're going to send 3, then you're fairly likely to make it hit. But 2 is fine. You get 3-ball defense if you don't make it hit, and then you send a follow up 2. You throw in a Wong over here too as well, so pretty dodgy player. So then they send 2 balls, and it's quite a large delay, but I think this is interesting because it maybe kind of works in their favor. I guess if it's a smaller delay, then they get Wong as he's like in this movement, so you could be hitting him like right here if that delay is like a little bit tighter, and then and instead Wong almost gets enough time to get up, and like this isn't a clear hit. You wouldn't call this a hit if this was um if he didn't walk out for it basically. If you're just watching this on the live stream, but Wong puts his hand up and says, "Yeah, you clipped me." So I think it's quite important to note 2 things here. One, the timing of the delay is really important, and they just hit that boundary. Like literally, could not be closer to being exactly at the right time, because Wong doesn't quite have enough time to get out of the way after that first movement. And secondly, like throwing speed is just really important. Like yeah, accuracy too, but if Danchenko's ball gets there, you know, that much slower, then he doesn't get the hit. So two factors there. They've absolutely nailed the delay window. Like couldn't have been closer to it to get Wong, and then throwing fast enough to be able to hit Wong out is obviously another big part of it. Okay, so now we have 4 players on the Maverick side, 3 players on the hardest foam side. It's going to be 3 balls on the Mav side, 3-ball attack. We're going to see a pre-throw from Burke and a cleanup from Danchenko. So really quick to look at this. I don't really have any problems with the strategy of this. Burke tries to send in a pre-throw at Garcia Silveira. It's decent, but not quite close enough to get Garcia Silveira's feet, and he's down there blocking anyway. Sees it coming. But again, the agility and the dodge from Burke is fantastic. Danchenko just manages to follow him down and get him on the leg. There's not much else he can do here. Uh, but nice cleanup there from Danchenko to get that hit. And then we go straight into this play. Garcia Silveira, the Loose Cannon of the Year award. Like, if you're going to be a loose cannon, make sure the quality is pretty good. Like, yeah, takes the hit there. The ball math works out well too, and it would have been totally fine had he missed that. But like, just kind of like a nothing opportunity, and takes the hit there. And then it's going to leave Valance left in. He's got 4 balls at the minute, 2 balls on the hardest foam. So 2 balls on the Mav side on the defense. And Valance is just going to send them from the back. He wants to be on defense here, and I think he's made this plan like from before that throw, which is why he sends a bit of a nothing throw. Bang! Baits the catch, drops the balls, takes the catch, and then 4 balls on the hardest foam side. Bang! Garcia Silveira does the exact same thing on the running counter, and they get the hit. What a sequence that was. Let's go back again. So we've got 4 balls on Valance's side. You know, if this ball hits, then it's nice, but I feel like from here, his plan is the next play. Like, I feel like he's got in his head already, like, I'm going to do something on the next play. He sets up exactly like he has done before, in this ready for a pre-throw kind of set, and then usually he goes from here down into a block. Instead, drops his balls as they're committing to that throw. He even waited for the initial fake. Let's go back. He even waited for the initial beat of that fake for the pre-throw, and then he goes again, and he knows they're committing to the throw this time, gets his eyes on Danchenko, even a little step to the side to follow it in, and takes the catch. That is, I mean, that's dodgeball smarts right there. Real smart. And then Garcia Silveira just says, if you can do it, so can I. And catches Decker. And then they get the double run in onto Valance there. Really good execution from the Mav side too. Yeah, that's exciting, isn't it? Let's see this again from the side angle. Bang, what a catch. Decker runs in, and unfortunately is immediately caught. And then they're going to chase him down and get that hit. Fantastic, good finish. Okay, we're up to halftime now, and we're running at like an hour. I think it'll probably cut down to like 45, 50 minutes. So maybe let's stop there, and I'll come back and do the second half again later. I know that's maybe a little bit weird, but also nobody else is doing this for dodgeball, so I can kind of make up my own rules. I think a shorter video is going to be better for everyone. Break it up into chunks, and we'll come back and look at some plays in the second half. Yes, I'm still keeping the score hidden because I think I want to do like a bit of a highlight summary afterwards, and I think you guys having like looking at the runoffs, looking at the play by plays of different bits is great, and then we go into the like the match highlights breakdown afterwards with some more context about the players, and then we see like the story of the whole game on the whole and how it ends. Yeah, I think that'll be quite interesting. So if you don't already know the result, then don't go hunting for it because I'll try and do it in these videos. Yeah, hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you in part 2, part 3 or 4, I think. Hopefully. Bye.